Okay, that should be live. Looks like it. So I'll get the second screen on the go and then we will get down to business. Let's see here. There we go. Okay then. So just wait a little. Actually, it's connected immediately to the second screen there. That's faster than normal. Good. Hopefully that's a sign of good things to come in the stream mechanics wise. Just give a little bit of time for everything to get underway. Hello Isaac, good to see you. Yeah, actually that's fine, so we can just go straight on into the game, I think, without any sort of negative time lag, which is nice. Anyway, hello default gamers. So let's load up the Umbar campaign. Well, Ar-Adunaim, but for all intents and purposes, we are Umbar. Hello killer bees. Yeah, it's interesting. We're actually in a better situation, I think, campaign-wise, than I thought we were going to be at the end of the last part, but we're still in a somewhat delicate situation. And much in the way that you don't want to be in total war, there are sort of multiple directions from which the enemy can get us when we do expand. At the moment we're fine, but we don't really have any options that are sort of secure as far as an expansion path goes. So we'll have to see on that one. Just get to grips with what the situation actually is again, and then we'll... I think a lot of it depends on what the enemy does, to be honest, with their fleet. At least with the first couple of turns. So yeah, this was the situation we were in. This is really the epicenter of all of our action now between Baradhan and BELFALAS and the strait of water between the two of them. So can we actually train units? We can. We're training some archers, we're retraining some raiders to get them up to full strength, but this army will not be sufficient anymore to do the same thing that we did last time. Even against the depleted stack, Gimmelzor is not going to be able to do the same thing for a second time, so we need reinforcements across there, and I think what we will actually do is get a few of the units from Baradhan over here, probably the pikes, to go as well, because I think they'll be really useful at holding the bridge at BELFALAS. I think what we'll also do is try and move some of the units down here in Gobel Merlond, because the happiness situation there is not brilliant. We've already moved these two, haven't we? We have indeed. What we really need now is ships. Ships as far as the eye can see. And we'll embark a lot of the boats as well. I think also what we need, to be honest, is... I don't think we can really afford to keep a lot of these units over here in Fain Nobel. If Harad backstab us, I think we're just going to have to hope that the fortifications of the city can help turn that battle in our favour, because I do think we need Gimilcad to have effectively a third army that we can then use up here somewhere. I think a naval landing on mainland Dol Amroth somewhere is probably going to be our best bet. Otherwise it's going to be a real slog to go through the mouth of the Anduin and up this way, especially since I gave Gondor a town as well. Really what we need is Mordor to start pulling their weight a little bit, to be honest with you, so that Gondor can't afford to keep sending so much down here after us. But that might just be the sort of thing that we have to swallow, to be honest. We'll have to wait and see on that. But I think, actually, is the chat window working? Okay, it should be now. Regardless, we do need more units across in BELFALAS so that we can at least hold on to it. And I don't think there's really anything we can do. Like, this fleet here is effectively trapped because of all of the units that are around it, which is a worry, to be honest with you. The basis of our navy is there, and we will have to completely rebuild it potentially. Right, so the question I have is there any units on here? No. And no. So we can, I think, get away with sending some more units to the front line, and I think what we need is numbers, so we'll go for some halberds. Okay, that's still enough. How many archers do we have in this stack, actually? A few. Actually, they're depleted. We can join them together. 3 units of archers. Probably only 1 more is needed then. So let's just go for this unit here. And we are also going to be sending 2 of the pikemen across, so potentially we need 2 more melee units. So some Rosadan footmen, and I guess just a unit of regular raid as well. I mean, there's only 39 of these guys, so how useful are they actually going to be? Yeah, we'll go for the numbers. Okay, so we'll send that unit up there, and we're going to disembark these because there's every chance that this navy gets destroyed right now, and I don't want the units to go down with it. So we'll re-embark them potentially if we can get away with it. But we shall have to wait and see on that count. Right. Meanwhile, over here, does taking Gimmelcard out of this castle make it immediately unhappy? No, they're content. Okay. I'll be quite happy with that, to be honest. Right, we need the ballista to go with him, certainly, because that's a significant thing. Any of the decent units that we can send with him and get away with it, we will do so. Halberdiers would be nice. I think some more marines would also be good. The income of this city took a real nosedive. When you started YouTube, did it feel weird for you to talk to yourself? Well, actually, I didn't really have that problem, to be honest, because I went into it. Hi, Matt. But anyway, like I was saying, I didn't actually have that problem as such, because when I went into it, I was just intending to do, for my own sake, really, just some faction overviews for Vanilla Third Age. And they ended up getting, what, Kickstarter, probably about 200 views each. And from there it just snowballed. I've never really had the issue, which most people do when they start off, where you start off with like basically no one watching. So that was a little bit of a... I didn't really have to go through that, which is kind of interesting, but also neither have I sort of blown up into a massive channel, so I mean it's... Right, hang on a moment. How much can we actually get away with? Looks like we can get away with moving quite a lot. If we can just keep a bunch of regular Corsairs in here, that would be pretty ideal, to be honest. Can we get away with moving these Rosadan bowmen? We can. Hello, Jasdeep. Good to see you. Right then. Yeah, we're going to start moving him down this way. We don't have any money at all, and it's really just a case of waiting, I guess, and seeing what they do. It could be that Gimmelzor's heroics last time will be for nothing. Both of the two brothers actually have fought quite a few battles against the odds and made life a little bit easier for us. Who are we actually trading with? I guess it must be Harad? Yeah, it is. Anyway, let's see what they do. Another Dol Amroth army. Huh. I mean, we could win this. I don't think we will, but we did win. That makes life a little bit better for us. That means we can rebuild our navy, potentially. There's a lot of boats, though. They're going to try for another battle, aren't they? Yeah, this is going to be a real problem, I think, actually, because now they've got so many ships out, building up a navy is actually going to be a real concern for us. To the point where we probably will be better actually just going by land. It'll be a slog, but I don't think we have much of a choice. We'll see. There's a Dol Amroth territory up there as well on this side of the Anduin, which we could do with taking, to be honest, and then we can maybe cross over. The problem is, once we cross over the Anduin and take Lynn here again, we've got enemies on all sides. It's not going to be easy for us to expand. What are you doing? There's still an independent fort right outside there. The AI don't really like taking over the independent forts, I've noticed. They only really bother if it's an actual faction. That is going to be worth it, I think, because we should be able to build a merchant with that, shouldn't we? Moria's been reclaimed, so yeah, the Khazad-dûm Doomstack did their thing against the foul goblins. Okay, so we can actually escape now, which is nice. And actually, with that in mind, let's embark you. Right, what else can we get away with? Right, so we've got a Gondorian army here, which is not that fantastic. Yes, these were the two that I wanted to send as well, weren't they? So let's disembark them. We can't get away. That's really annoying. I really don't like the naval combat in Medieval 2. I've always found it to be clunky and awkward. And that is really unfortunate because we're probably going to end up losing those units now because I don't think we can beat another force. Maybe. I don't know. That's going to be difficult. That's really annoying. But it can't be helped, I suppose. I'm actually quite tempted to reload that save, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Stuff like that really does get under my skin, to be honest. There isn't really anything I can combine with something else in this army at this point. Okay. So we'll put you three in there as a full stack of boys. We'll see what happens with that. I mean, there's too many ships over here, I think, for us to... Yeah, I think you might be right, Sin. I think you might be right. It's a real pain in the ass to not have it make it very clear to you that you can't move. If it allows you to sort of attempt to move, it should just let you move. If it's just going to say, well, actually, no, you can't move now. You can't just bait and switch someone like that. We are still in a precarious situation, right? Yeah, we'll take that, right? This, right? So now we can't move. Okay, so it's actually made it clear this time. So with that in mind, I think what we're going to do instead. Can we actually? Are there mercenaries on this island? I don't think there was, were there? No, okay, that's a shame. I wonder if there's mercenaries in this region as well. Keeping hold of BELFALAS might be difficult. As soon as the ship that we're building here is done, I might embark this whole force and go back to the mainland, but if we can reinforce it with just another full stack, that'll give me all the time I need to actually maneuver as I want to. We're going to go this way with you. We're getting our Retraining units out onto the field now as well, so that's very nice. We only have 900 coins, so we're mostly going to have to make do with what we have. We're going to keep building units here for the most part. Ah yes, a merchant. Can't actually remember how to use the merchants, but they are worth it, I know that. So we'll get one. We definitely need money. Right then. Again, there's not really anything else I can do at this juncture. Okay. We will move you lot in there. And I guess we'll put the radar unit that we've got just here as well. Actually, that's kind of a moot point because that stack is already full. Well, the halberds will be more useful. Right, let's just see what happens here. Maybe those ships won't attack for a second time, and we'll be fine. What are you doing? It would not surprise me at all if Arad decided, you know what? Time for War 2. Or 3, or 4 even actually with Harad at this point, isn't it? Yes. Right, let's just see what's going on up here. It's not a dreadful Dol Amroth army, but it's doable, that one, if we can move forward. Hello, Tancred. Yeah, this time we're done. Yeah. That is quite the retreat into troubled waters. I don't really know Jasdeep, to be honest with you, mainly because it's descended into chaos rather more quickly than I would have liked, so I'm not really sure. But Gondor and Dol Amroth are going to be my main targets. I would have liked to go after Mordor as well, but to be honest with you, it may not be worthwhile. It might just be making life a little bit more awkward than it needed to be. All of it can stem back to Harad, of course, being annoying, but that's by the by. As long as they don't stab us in the back immediately, I'm really not fussed. Because ultimately I need to focus on one avenue of expansion. Enedwaith expands, that's interesting. That's probably why Isengard have done so poorly. Right, recruitment report. Right, we do have the merchant, so I can't actually remember how this lad works, to be honest. Is it just keeping him in your capital? And he like improves you? Right, where's yes, this. Oof, that is a depleted force indeed. Right, we need to actually build up a proper fleet at this point by going down this way. And part of that is going to be building as many boats as we can, which is easier said than done at the moment. I don't know why we can build Narun-Aru Royal Guard, but I don't think we can... And Royal Knights. I don't know why we can build those, but they're kind of out of our price bracket at the moment anyway, so there's no real point. Gabel Merlon can build a ship, can't it? So we're going to do that. And I think another unit of Lancers would not go amiss. Right, the Gondorians left. What is this? Right, they don't have one more turn until we can recruit another unit of raiders. The problem is it's going to be a really low quality army that we have here. Got another black ship on the way though. Right, anyway. We do not have... Okay, we need to actually start moving forward and doing something here. Ah, a Gondorian army, is it? Go in there. It's not an amazing army, but we can reinforce it promptly. To the point, actually, how many of these can we get away with moving? Actually, it's getting happier the more units I'm moving out, so... Let's see. Yeah, I guess the Nadubawi would be useful to move forward as well. We do need something of a garrison over here, though, so I will leave those units in there. Gimilcard. Actually, you know what I'm going to do with you? I'm going to get you moving down here, and we will send you up with a fleet, I think. Hello, Sard. Better merchants can bribe him off. Yeah, but what does he actually do? I know that they're really, really good, but I can't actually remember what they do because it's been so long since I've actually used them. We didn't have them available to us when we were Lorien. Can we... I wonder... Can't really build anything there. Right, we can probably get these guys to... Would they take that fight, I wonder? Probably not. Yeah, they won't. That's certainly not surprising. Right, this is Imrahil, isn't it, in here? Yes, it is. If we can kill him off, I don't actually know how much of Dol Amroth's family tree is remaining. So maybe we can deal with them that way. Okay. I guess for that we shall wait and see. Send him to sit on a resource, that's it. Right, okay, I think we built the black ship, but immediately, of course, because they've got so many navies over here, they're going to probably jump on that, and I'm probably not going to be able to move away from it, that's the thing. BELFALAS has become something of a bit of a burden more than anything else. Send him to East Moria and sit on the mines there. It's a long way, but we can make it happen. At least it's on this side of the Misty... Well, I might be on this side of the Misty Mountains, but that doesn't really make too much of a difference. Oh, for crying out loud. Hold on. Apologies for that. I don't know what thing that I gave my mobile number to, but I'm getting cold called by a bunch of injury claims people now. Dol is besieged, Osgiliath under attack, Bayon's Hall is besieged, so Gundabad are probably making things happen. You can go this way, you carry on down here as well. Could really do with retraining you, but there's nowhere that we can retrain black ships at the moment. Yeah, that's a real problem. There's nothing really that strong there. As long as we can hold a line, we should be okay with halberds and the Ar-Adunaim armsmen. Yeah, they're blockading every port I have now as well, so it's going to be within our best interest to build up a really beefy fleet. Yeah, see, this is another problem. They're just going to snipe my ships as they come out of port. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I could, but, like, it's a whole process to go through. Right. The mines of East Moria. There's the ring. They should be around here somewhere, yes. So we'll just send him off this way. And leave him to it, I guess. Give him a card. Keep going this way. How many turns? 7 turns for the next ship. That's crazy. Okay, so we've already got 4 units in there. We can afford to recruit more. The Royal Knights would be nice, but I can't really justify the cost of something like that. We just need numbers out on the field. We need several armies to cover every eventuality. Ah, good. It's about time you started pulling your weight. So what do I do then? Do I move this way perhaps? It's tempting. Mordor may very well not even succeed there though, so let's just go in here for now. It'll give us a bit of extra cash. Kinda elves versus elves of the Elven King. Who will win? I don't really know what you're asking there, Sard. Yeah, this isn't going to be enough as a fleet. Well, maybe it will actually. Maybe if we like isolate individual ships, that can work. Baradhan is still not pleased. Maybe it would behoove me to build some buildings. We need more economy, that's the thing. We're just not able to we'll build that because the law there is not looking so good. Okay. We'll see what Mordor do when they're sieging that town. If they take it, then fair enough. And I might actually where'd my diplomat go? That's my spy. What the hell are you doing? Will it indeed? Somehow I kind of doubt that if that's what you're doing, and that's not what we want. Build a diplomat, I guess. Retraining units. I guess that's okay. Do we really need to... Don't go to war with me again. Honestly, this campaign's dragging again, and it's because the AI just don't want me to move. Ugh, right, okay. We'll just see what happens, I guess. Hey, Manus and Val. Merchants are a waste of money in deck. Well, they only cost like 500 coins, so they can't be that much of a... Kindred of Caliborn are an archer. So, I mean, it depends entirely on what you mean. If you mean in melee, the Palace Guard win it fairly easily, but you would expect that. Okay, Mordor. My friends, my brethren, potentially. How about some trade? I don't know about that, Sin, though. It's better at dragging if, like, you're able to fight and, like, fight battles, like, properly. But this is more... This is more like, as soon as I build up and get ready to move in a direction, everything, like, just sort of collapses in on itself. Right, what was that? Just, relations worsened. How are my relations only so-so with Dol Amroth? My relations with Harad have improved. Right, we have you, who is stuck at the moment. Right, you. How about trade rights, an alliance, and I will give you map information. How about that? Okay, good. Mission success. Azrazair archers. Oh, brilliant. That's a really generous unit for you to have given me. Actual trash. You go in there. You in... Okay, I guess you go out here then. Alright, well, considering the naval situation, I think it's probably for the best, actually, that we just get you lot moving right now. Tal Al Jaff is the place that's not happy. Alright then. How is this the case? It's because of this, isn't it? And now, funnily enough, it's happy. I'll never understand why military build policy is the default, because it's like the worst one. Right, can we actually retrain? No, we cannot. It's gotta be... God, we just don't have money. That's the problem. 0 funds. Yeah, I know that's in, but I need boats, because like they've got so many navies, and I need to reinforce BELFALAS. I mean, I'm probably going to lose it, but I need navies. Like, there's no getting around that fact. Right. Well, with him doing his thing, let's. They're still unhappy. Okay. Well, we'll move forward now then. We'll fight it. We haven't had a battle yet. It's a Dol Amroth navy right there. Yeah, Umbar should have a strong fleet. I just can't build enough of them because they've already built up a navy. It would have been far easier if Harad hadn't been so obnoxious in the early game, but we can recover. It's just that this is going to be another one of those campaigns that drags past the 200 turn mark at this point, and there's nothing I can do to stop that. Not really, anyway. Right. You... I think that's all my archers, isn't it? Yeah, we don't have an overly archer-heavy army with this group. So they're probably going to go that way. If I know the AI, they're going to pick the corner with slightly higher elevation and do that in their big brain fashion that they normally do. God, my armies are so ugly as well. They have no rhyme or reason to them, because I just have to spam out units and hope that I can actually establish myself. Right, phalanx. I don't know, I can only make a judgment on that at the end, Manus, I think. It kind of depends on how long this purgatory lasts, I think. I think as far as like playstyle goes, I do prefer the Ar-Adunaim, because you don't have to be back to the wall quite so much with nothing but skirmishers, like you do with Lorien. Warriors. So we've got a lot of axemen. Okay. We'll see what happens. No, they're actually there. Wild. Who would have thought? They're actually moving towards us? My. Looks like they actually are. There's something you don't see every day. The AI not immediately diving for the corner. Yeah, listen, Sard, like, I can appreciate your enthusiasm, but there's no need to go that crazy with just spamming out questions like that. And they're all different units as well. I would say that if you're talking about overall, I would say the Watchers of the Goldenwood are probably my pick out of those. What are you doing? A ballista? That's no good. They're going to rip through my army. I should have just auto-resolved this one, shouldn't I? Maybe it would be better if I had compositions that weren't absolutely hideous to behold. Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay. Okay. Southron and Lancers can go this way. And I guess for now we'll just leave it at that. Amrothian Squires, so Gondor making use of Dol Amroth units. What is this? Archer Militia? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, they're going to go after my general again with their artillery. Isn't that lovely of them? General's bodyguard.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Hold on a second. Right there. Southron pikes can go back there, I guess, actually. After all, why not? Why shouldn't we just charge in our pikes out of formation? Actually, yeah, just charge in there. There really is no need to be worried at this point, I don't think. Maybe for friendly fire.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Yeah, go after the clansman. Easy enough. They're here. Yeah, they'll be dead. Okay. The amount of factions you can add into the game is dependent on the amount of units that you have left. If you have enough for 3 more, you could always add more, I guess. Okay.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is. Press onward. Break the spirit of his army. The enemy army flees the
Alright, no, we need to yeah, those Southron pikemen are definitely going to be a very useful tool, at least, you know, for numbers' sake before we get the Ar-Pharazôn faithful. There we go. Maybe now we can take Lynn here properly. I'm curious about the Rovanian actually, because I don't know how much you could make that isn't within Dale or Dorwinian already. Unless it's meant to be kind of similar to how the Vale of Anduin is here, where it's like a collection of bits and pieces. Hello, Calvin. Oh, the general's going to get away, I think. It's disappointing. But we're just going to execute him anyway if we capture him. I'm done trying to play nice with Gondor. There he is. Yeah, sure. Drop him into the Discord DMs and I'll have a little look. Yeah, only 63 losses. That's what you like to see. Maybe with Mordor also now pushing in down here, we will actually have an avenue of assault. What needs to happen is we need to get a fleet up and we need to make it so that Harad don't try and stab us in the back. Yeah, we will execute them. And we will keep moving forwards. There's a fort there that I have got my eye on. What is this? This is... That's the stronger of the 2 Gondorian ships, isn't it? The Alcarondas. And then they're the smaller ones. Okay, we'll see if we can't liberate that ship later. Maybe... I don't know, maybe it is worth our while to build another ship there, but it kind of depends entirely on whether or not we can defend BELFALAS again. Well, we may as well. Why not? Let's go for it. We'll go for another unit of raiders as well. Live recklessly. Right, let's see if that will be sufficient. Gimmelcard on the way up, which we will actually need to just send up this way, I think, now. I think that's the way forward. It would be difficult for Ar-Adunaim to take some of the other Dwarven units if their thing was meant to be sort of lighter armour. Because most of the units from the other 2 Dwarven factions have got like really beefy armour values. Cav focus? So you mean like sort of lighter Cav, I would assume. good armoured units? Oh, maybe not then. Okay, can we win this again? Maybe. We do have those Southron Warband we can use. The issue now is we don't really have the range support, so it's going to come down a lot to just a straight scrap. Gimmelzor's going to have to do the business again. Sad I'm not in school. You've been sent home because of COVID. They don't want to keep it open, I guess. Right then. So pretty much the same thing that we did before, only this time it's going to be probably a little bit more difficult. Well, probably maybe not actually as difficult, because it's not as significant an army. Right. Shield wall. You can actually just stay back to see if you can get any stragglers that go through the lines. And then there's halberdiers. What did we leave behind? A unit of raiders. We don't want to leave them behind because they are the bulk of our army at this point. Okay. So we don't really have the luxury of doing anything else other really than this at this point. We have to just sort of square up to the bridge, which is not my favourite way of doing things, but we really don't have too much of a choice at this stage, I don't think. Because we don't have the units to form a nice V. And then we've got this unit back here that we can send on anything that comes through. So they have, I think, one cavalry unit. Gondor Militia Cav. The rest of their stuff, I mean, the rest of their stuff in melee, Gimmelzor should be able to deal with, to be honest, because none of this stuff is especially scary. Territorial Guardsmen and Gondor Militia. We do have a little bit of support as well, so it's not as if we're flying completely blind in terms of ranged units. Right, how's the front line looking? Halberds up front. Ar-Adunaim armsmen. Cavalry often does a pretty poor job, to be honest with you, at right then. Some Azrazair Marines, more of them and more crossbows would be useful. Yeah, there we go. That's good. There's only one unit of cav this time as well, so they can't do their normal trick of just bulldozing through with the cav at the forefront.
The battle is very much in our favor. Victory will be ours.
Oh, that's nice. Go after them. Kill them, please. I don't know entirely what the cavalry thinks it achieves by doing this every single time, but I guess it can't be helped. Right, go after the archer militia. There's only one Azrazair Marine that actually is a javelin, and there's an officer and a banner carrier, so he's just going to be throwing in javelins intermittently. Yeah, BELFALAS again. I've got no issues with this battle map if I can get reinforcements across here, because this is just, especially with the garrison of Southrons that we get, it's exactly what is needed. There we go. Yeah, fire at the archer militia because they're less likely to be... actually, you're more likely to actually get kills against something like farmhand pikemen. Ah, here we go. This is what I was thinking would happen. Look at this, look. Look at this nonsense. Kill that man. Anyway. Could we not do that and keep firing at the archer militia, please? Of course. Bloody typical. This one guy that makes it through. The fact they're doing this with farmhand pikemen is such a bad idea as well, because it's just going to make it easier to kill them. So it's definitely a bizarre choice. They're filtering some units through, I suppose, but... Slingers. Slingers would just be reskinned javelins in Medieval 2 though, wouldn't they? Or axe throwers. It would be the same sort of thing. Right. Look at the amount of depleted units we have is actually kind of crazy. Archers, get in there. Where is their general, actually? Is that him there on the horse? I think it is. He's the only one wearing Gondor plate. Well, no, actually, that's... One of them's a banner carrier, though. Right then. Let's see if we can't... Let's see if we can't coax our spears into attacking this man, because the rest of the cavalry unit is down the bottom of the hill, so they won't actually go for this one. Good. I thought that was my general for a second, and that would be a real problem. That should be the end of their army, surely. Stuff like the farmhand pikes, there's no way they should be... Look at this nonsense. Okay, I guess we'll just move them out of the way then. Enemy general fallen. Right, they're wavering, so that should be all we require to convince them to leave this place, at least for another turn or two, if we're lucky. Okay, yeah, a lot of them are fighting to the death now. And a lot of them are militia, so they're not going to enjoy the fact that their general has been slain. Thank God for the fact that we get good bodyguard units at the start. Okay, now they're broken and fighting to the death. Should be able to kill them. I know that like generals and stuff have got like boosted stats individually, and you can change them. Okay, yeah, you go this way actually. No need to keep you anywhere else at this point. Where is, there he is. Our heroic general, who probably in the end, this is probably all going to be for naught, to be honest. Because I imagine he's probably going to fall anyway. Oh hey look, it's that crazy death animation. And I guess just get in there. I do like the look of the Ar-Adunaim armsmen though. What was that? That was a friendly fire, wasn't it? It had the impact of a crossbow bolt, although maybe it was just point blank fire. Surprised they're still fighting, to be honest with you, but give them credit. Continue the battle. Yeah, run them down. Well, it's probably for the best though, Val, because otherwise, like, you'd be right. Like in early games of campaigns, or if you brought fodder units for multiplayer battles, like you'd have a couple of units in there that you would be getting way too much value for. Hello, Stefan. They're gonna get away. They're too speedy for me. But that should be the end of this entire army. It's so frustrating to not be able to get reinforcements across here. Can't they just swim? The Black Númenóreans should probably be good swimmers, right? Can't be that far to Tolfalas. Few more losses, but not as much as Gondor. If we can give Gondor and Dol Amroth something else to think about by getting across the Anduin with Gimilthon, that might be the answer to our problems. I think. We'll see though. It's one of those awkward situations where it's just going to take a little while for everything to come to fruition, but once it does, we should be able to move with intent. Ah, hello there. Gondor stacks. Such trash is not our concern. Where did their navies go, actually? That's kind of interesting. They left. Could it be they've given up? And you get in there as well. So yeah, this is actually a nice little fleet we've got going on now. We need to get up here quickly so that we can deal with some of these... What is that? You don't seem to enjoy moving. Right, anyway. Barad-Dûn is already unhappy though. Okay. Right, Harad. I think it's quite clear they want... Actually, is this their Doom stack? It might be. It might be their Doom stack that spawned to try and go after their capital, but they can't because they're allied with me. Maybe that's what's happening here. That would be unfortunate for them. Can't really afford to build anything again. Damn. Okay, actually, you know what? We can get Gimilcard to go across there. I just realised. That would be... This army here would be more than enough to hold Tolfalas pretty much indefinitely with the Rosadan halberds. Thought about getting a join button. Kind of, but I don't really know what I would add to my streams by... I don't know what I could have value-wise to make that worth it. That's a little bit concerning. We should still be able to win that fight though. It's only 3 units. And we have a unit of Southron spearmen on top of that. We've got archers. We've got a fully healed Gimilzor. So we could be okay. It just depends if they get another stack going this way or not. Okay. More Gondorians. It would be a weak Doom stack. Yeah, but I think the Doom stacks that spawn when you lose a capital aren't that strong, right? I think the strong Doom stacks are when the faction falls below a certain number of provinces, which might happen for Dol Amroth pretty soon, actually. Which would probably be the next thing that does us in. Right, we need to be a little bit careful here because I don't actually know where they're going to spawn. And they are going to get reinforcements. So let's get some archers on the go. Maybe, yeah, because we have the terrain bonus if they deploy over here for whatever reason. They'll probably go back there though. But it pays to be prepared, I think, in this situation. And the phalanx did really well last time. So did the axe flank, actually, which I think we will try to do again, albeit on... probably on this side this time, because we want these spears on the side of the map that's biggest. And raiders as like our trashy front line to soften the blow on the pole arms. And that should be everything we need. Yes. Okay. Let's just see what they do and then we will move accordingly. Narduzgar can go these ways as well. I really want to retrain that Narduzgar. They've got 1 gold chevron. That's true, Val, but what else am I going to do? The alternative is just to sit here and fester. And besides, I'm actually attacking into Gondorian territories at the moment, and there's no danger that their Doomstacks spawn. And even if they do, they'll spawn up around Minas Tirith, so... ain't no problem for me. I gotta move, though. I gotta move. If we just sit here and stagnate, nothing changes.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
Besides, Gimmelcard's on the way up with reinforcements for BELFALAS. I can move units around. But we've got a little bit of a gap now where the enemy aren't actually that strong. We need to take it, otherwise they'll just rebuild and we'll be back in the same situation we were in at the start of the stream. Right. And we do still have our crossbow boys. Right, let's go and have a little look at what they actually have at their disposal in detail. More territorial spears and archer militia, not a problem. General's bodyguard is strong, but there's only so many of them. They've got some Dol Amroth units, so spears, militia, cavalry. Cavalry in decent quantities actually, which... what is this? This is, I think, the Tirithea Lancers. It's not the Royal Swan Knights, thank God, otherwise I'd probably end up losing this battle. Actually a fairly... doesn't look like it when I'm actually occupying it, but we've got a fairly decent hill. Gondolin faction, yeah. That should be fun. Right, well we actually have the ranged advantage here in terms of numbers of skirmishers, so we actually don't need to be hyper aggressive. Right, actually with how they're moving, I'm going to get 1 unit of spears across this way. We want a unit of spears on each side just to break up the inevitable cavalry charge that they come at us with. And we also want you lot moving as well, so if they do want a frontal charge, they'll get slaughtered accordingly. Alright, what do we actually... we want to be shooting really the archers just so that we can well, if they want to come into range of us, I suppose it's by the by, really. There we go. Yeah, wrap up from the river side here. Lead the way with spears. And we've also got our crossbows on this side as well in support, so if the cavalry does come this way, I mean it's gonna get shot up pretty bad. Did you like the Faction Eriador, the ref version. I don't quite know what you mean by that, Manus. Do you mean Cardolan? Hello, Sonation. Good to have you around. We need to make sure that everything is set just so as our pikes move into place. There's no need to be too quick on this. I mean, it's really just the cavalry. If we can deal with them, then we will be absolutely fine. It'd be nice if we could draw them in, to be honest with you, but even if we did, I don't think our archers would actually do tons of damage to stuff like their cav. I think we can actually get away with this. Raiders are just here for numbers, after all. Slow and steady wins the race on this occasion. Cavalry has screwed me over before, after all. How long's the stream going to be? Probably around the normal 3-hour-ish mark. So we've still got about 2 hours left, I would say. At the lower end of the estimate. All we need to be is in range. But our archers don't have very good range because obviously we're still, sadly, using our poor quality archers. But you know, it really can't be helped. And trying to keep hold of as much manpower as we can is actually super important here, because we really need enough units to survive so we can actually take a settlement that we can then wall up in. Lynn here would be ideal. We've already won one battle there, of course. Before departing once more, I should have ripped all of the buildings out from there, to be honest. Is that going to be enough to get them to move forwards, I wonder? Maybe. Just one unit of my archers firing in. It's going to do very little damage against a unit like this, I would imagine. But you never know. We'll see what the AI does. What made you keep the face cam? May as well. Still got it available. Has anyone sent you Rise of Mordor replays? No. Probably for the best that I haven't either, because I don't actually have Attila installed at the moment. Really not the biggest fan of Attila mechanically, I've got to be honest. It looks obviously really nice, Rise of Mordor, but Attila has got several quirks that I'm just not a huge fan of. Right then. Okay, so they don't seem to want to move, which is a little frustrating, but we can hopefully remedy that with a few more arrows going down range. As we sort of also creep in here from the side. Anyway, just one unit of archer militia. It's really just the cavalry that I'm worried about, that's why I'm being so tentative. You hit them? No. It's a shame I don't have my crossbows on this side, to be honest, but such is the way of things. Yeah, we're not really killing any of them, which is not too surprising considering what sort of archers I am currently trafficking in. Out of all of the Tolkien races and faction, what one is your favourite? I have always been I have always had a soft spot for Gondor, to be honest. I would say probably them. Yeah, shoot them actually. Shoot the Cav militia, see if you can't convince them to move forward. And then you two, we can actually move in, I think, here. It's a little bit messy, this, but I don't think there's really anything else for it. Either, Uriel. Yeah, Val, but I've played that game before. I'm being hyper cautious because I know that they're gonna get one nasty charge off and do damage to me. So it's better to do it this way. It's more time consuming and the benefits are negligible, but at this point we need those negligible benefits, and this is a little bit more like it. Go after the Gondor militia. You just keep shooting at them actually, see if we can't convince them to come forward when they're taking this many losses. My favourite age is the Third Age, I've got to be honest. Just because it's when a lot of the stuff happened, and the Silmarillion's all well and good, but I just like the Third Age. I guess it's because it's what I'm most familiar with, but just move in there a little bit. They are intent on just standing their ground here, which is weird, because they're not even really in a set-up formation. Okay, good. I mean, this is the best way to use our ammunition because it's so low quality that if we can use it in a way that they don't fire back on us, it's the best way for us to actually deal damage with it over time. Which is good for us, I would suggest. Even just getting a few crossbow bolts into those territorial guardsmen honestly probably wouldn't be the worst move because the crossbows will do more damage ultimately. See you, Manus. Yeah, that unit of Gondor Cab militia is now much weaker than it used to be. I do like Dol Amroth's style. The colour scheme is nice. The heraldry is nice. Are you in range of them? You are. You're also in range of the archer militia, which would actually be really nice to shoot them on the approach. This is a nice looking unit as well, I have to say. The Baruthiel's Watch. They've got a little bit of the Hashari about them. I particularly like the swords on their back. They've got a ranger aesthetic. They used to be called Baruthiel's Rangers, but they were that was changed. Yeah, now I think now they're mobilizing. Now they realise that they're in a little bit of bother. Okay. Well, now that they're actually deigning to grace me with their presence, let's get them there. Get them there. You can just charge in actually, you can go around. Rosadan Footmen. I'm actually more interested in getting the Axemen in first because we want the Footmen in a position that we can intercept the cavalry. Oh yeah, and the Ar-Adunaim. You go this way. Yeah, charge in there. Good charge. Any plans on the last Alliance mod for Med 2? Possibly. It kind of depends. I'm playing that by ear more than anything else. Right, hold on a second. Shoot at them. And you get in there like this. You charge over there. You get back there. Halberdiers. Yeah, you get over there like that actually. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, that should be okay. Raiders doing their thing. Where'd my Lancers go? There they are. Yeah, that's good. Rosadan Halberdiers. You can get over here actually as well. And just get into the cavalry, to be honest. Yeah, they're in trouble. Good. That's going to do a lot of damage to them, but that was intentional, just so they didn't charge off and do damage to something that was a little bit more worth doing damage to. Seaward Lancers, that's it, not Tirathea Lancers. I couldn't answer that, Magma Fang, because they're all very, very different in their approach. Okay, yeah, shoot at them actually now. We don't need to shoot at the cav. There we go. Marvellous.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Get out of there and maybe charge into the Archer Militia. That might be enough to break them as well if we're lucky. And Halberdiers. Actually, you know what? You go over there, because victory is a distinct possibility. Unheard of. Well, it was in development for a long time, right? Like DCI. I think a lot of people kind of assumed that it was cancelled from how long it was taking. Yeah, they're done. Get out of there. This should be enough to rout them. And Mumakil are nigh invincible. To be fair, the problem that Mumakil have in, especially the multiplayer focused mods for sort of the Third Age stuff, is that the Mumakil are kind of underwhelming. Like, you bring them and you expect them to be these big hulking juggernauts, and in the end they end up being kind of weak in many ways. You go after them. Actually surprised that some of these units are still going. You go over here. They took a bit of damage. There must be a general still up. There is a general's bodyguard, so I guess that's why they're not routing. They've got the Knights of Illuminus shield, which is pretty cool. Yeah, get in there. Territorial Guardsmen are being chased. And I think, yeah, there's only one of them left. Don't think there's anything else we can really chase down that isn't already either trapped or dying. No. Yeah, I guess go after them. Because the General's bodyguard is just going to fight until the bitter end. I think this is the General himself, actually. Surrounded by Ar-Adunaim. Yeah. This is a good early tier unit though, the Azrazair Warrior. Very useful. Killed off one of my Narduzagar. I'm hoping that what this will do is make Gondor panic and not keep sending stacks to BELFALAS. Because if I'm on the other side of the Anduin, you would think that they would not then be able to spare the resources to send full stacks to BELFALAS. You'd think. I'm sure that won't be the case, but you'd think. This guy is a tanky boy, isn't he? There he goes. It's typical that the Azrazair Raiders have got those harpoons on their back, and yet they don't have a missile attack. that was good. Only 144 losses as well, and most of them will be on the Azrazair that got charged. So while these battles are long, I think it is worth it. It is worth it to do things this way. Eventually we can afford to be a little bit more wasteful when we've actually got production facilities. Do Gondor next. The next one I had in mind was actually Erebor, because we haven't been dwarves yet. Execute them. And they still have a unit there, or is that one going to die too? There we go. Marvellous. We should be able to get into that fort, shouldn't we, as well? Which is, I think, unmanned. There's a Gondorian fort there. There's a Gondorian town. What is that? They actually have a garrison in that one. And they don't have one in there, so we'll dive into this one. Those armies are... Ooh, hello. Oh, Captain Boromir, but it's just a captain stack. I thought that was actually Boromir himself for a second then. I was like, my. But he must be... Actually, no, I don't think he is dead, is he? Is there a way we can see who's in charge of Gondor? Relations. Terrible. They had an opportunity to be friends with us, and they elected to not be. The Ar-Adunaim aren't actually that strong. I think their stats is just slightly better than the first tier Elven units. Yeah, but the Elven unit stats have really inflated in Divide and Conquer. Also, the thing that the Ar-Adunaim have over, especially the Sylvan Elves, is the fact that their armour is pretty beefy. Yeah, like 11 armour. That's good. Good armour. But it's actually less than Narduzagar that I'm really interested in, and more than Nardu Tariq, because the Nardu Tariq, of course, have got that AP that will be really nice and useful. Starting in Tharbad probably wouldn't have been, yeah. Well, to be fair, I think if we did start in Tharbad, in a way, we wouldn't be facing down a faction that is as strong at the start as Gondor. We'd be facing off against the likes of Bree, whose units are just absolute trash. Trash garbage. Even more so than Harad. Right, we have generals, so you actually can begin making your way over to Fain Obel. I'm going to have to move you manually, aren't I? Anyway, I think that's all we can do this turn. I think we've moved everyone to the extent that we want to move them. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. They're going to try and go over to BELFALAS, aren't they? Yep, there they are. It's a tiny stack again, though. We're really living on a prayer when it comes to... we're really reliant on our boy Gimmelzor. Well, you wouldn't, if you are the Ar-Adunaim, you don't start off with relations with anyone, so it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to land and be like, okay, we are immediately going to go after the High Elves. That would just be like that would be highly questionable as far as a decision goes. Yes, Mordor. My boys. Here we go. The dream team. At least on a temporary basis. I'm a little bit concerned about this. I mean, I think the saving grace is Harad and Khand have been fighting each other, so they probably have better things to do. What are you going to do then? Orthanc under siege. So yeah, Rohan are beating Isengard this time. Rohan's miles away. You must be joking. What is this? We have got captain stacks. Right, first things first. Let's see if we can embark Gimilcard and his men. What's going on here? Why can't I embark? Cannot merge or exchange units over multiple turns. You're joking, right? Forget it. Useless. Okay, let's just head up the coast then. That is a stack that Seaward Lancer. That's not a terrible army, that's the thing. We really do need... We've got another unit of them at least. Really are, like, holding on by our fingernails. Okay, let's go up this way. What's that? Okay, we should be fine. We really need to start building more buildings. Rather than just units. But yeah, like, the High Elves having ridiculously powerful units isn't really that much of a hot take. Everyone knows that they're OP in this game. How may I serve you? Right, I think really the thing to consider now is what to do here. I think what we really want to be doing is killing off some of these Gondor stacks. That one's already probably too far away. But we can kill this guy. And then maybe move on to a town. We'll have a couple more of those ships next turn. Right, buildings. I should stop. Everything's so expensive though. We just don't have the cash. No money available. We are poor. This would be useful because it means we can actually train the black ships. What do we do? What do we do? That wouldn't be the worst thing either. Yeah, we'll build that. We need to start building buildings. I don't think they can, Uriel, no. You can only train like Southron units from the Harad conscripts. It makes sense as well, like they can't just give you the strongest units from like every other faction. Yeah, I guess so, Val. That was something that we ran into with the Lorien thing as well, where it took a long time to train your units. Gimel cards on the way. Should be able to start mopping up some of these navies, especially with a couple more ships coming from BELFALAS. Right. Gimilthon. Go after this guy. Yeah. I don't know why the balance of power is like that when we've got so many more soldiers than they have, and it's not like we've got an entire stack of Azrazair. No problem, Jesse D. Right then. Yeah, let's start off on the high ground so that we can try and get some of those nice overwatch shots with our crossbows. It'd be really nice if you could just organise your units once and then you wouldn't have to do it again. But these were the dark times of 2006. Such things had not been considered yet. Let's try and keep a bit of a denser formation. Because undoubtedly they probably have a bit of quality to them this time around. Actually didn't lose that many last time either in terms of Azrazair, which is pretty cool. Yes, that's it. Axeman. Karagmir. Whereabouts is that? If that's Harad, I'm not going to war with Harad again. Not unless they declare war on me first. I'm not going back on that now. That would be such a pain in the ass. Hello, Dylan. Do you mean the territory in the very far south next to the Oasis? Because I'm pretty sure Khand have taken that. And again, they're allied to me, and if I were to go to war with them, I'd have to have like a whole other army to watch the border I have with them. So it wouldn't really be worth it. Right. Okay. Yeah, they're going to go that way. Actually, you know what? We can probably do this to them. Not the most, not the cleanest of advances, but got an opportunity here, I think, to intercept this man. Should do Shogun too. I've been thinking about that, honestly. Maybe I could, just as, you know, running alongside one another. What do we have here? Are these the BELFALAS pikemen? I think they are, aren't they? Interesting place to put a general. He must be a unique one. Well, we definitely don't want to charge into that with our Southron Lancers. That would go absolutely horrendously. Yeah, BELFALAS pikemen. The best way to hold on to Caer Andros and the other place, Osgiliath. Significantly stronger than mine, anyway. Let's see if we can't get him to turn around and think, ooh, there's a juicy unit of Southrons I see there. Doesn't look like he wants to bite, though. He's not taking the bait. That's a shame. I haven't personally played the 4th Age mod. No, I know that J-Monster's got a series on it. Right. Yeah, we need to get our crossbows into place to deal with these boys. At least they're slow. That way. Are they still not in range? How are these guys shifting along so quickly? Surely now we're in range. Yeah, we are. Okay. Don't know how much damage our archers are going to do to these guys, actually, because they are fairly chunky. But with that many missiles, you would hope, certainly from the crossbow perspective, you would hope. Right, what have we got going on over here? Cavalry? Yeah, a bit of cavalry. Okay. With that in mind, let's get some spears forward pronto and shift these guys around this way. Ah, good. They're actually they actually are moving forward, which is beneficial to us. And axe boys, you go there. Vaccinate them. Okay, that should be all we need to actually do the business there. Actually, it's probably worth our while to get you two to turn around actually and prepare to fire that way, because they're getting absolutely chunked now by pretty much everything we have. And you. They're just going to sit there and take it. Yeah, you go that way. Half of that unit remaining. The Southron pikes have been useful as well for such a cheap unit. Pikes are medieval too, though. Again, it's definitely not the hottest of takes to say that pikes in Med 2 are quite powerful. They're probably going to go after my general. Okay, with that in mind, the Azrael Raiders actually should just go this way. Keep shooting at them. Oh shit. That's really bad. That's probably where my general is. Yeah, that's him. Move! Oh dear. Again. Going at negative speeds as I tell them to move. You love to see it. They didn't actually take that much damage. I guess that's a saving grace there. That could have been disastrous, but it wasn't in the end. Praise the gods. Should be able to kill that general off, to be honest. Good. And archers that still have ammo, you can stop firing now. Does it indeed. Need to get after them then. It does the infighting thing, Windy, as well as I think lowering morale of the enemy. At least every time I've used it, the enemy's morale seems to have dipped a level. Anyway, we'll leave them to get on with it. At least these victories aren't Pyrrhic ones. That's true, Uriel. And we're going to be able to kill off the entirety of these armies. And their general is the only one left. Pike's not so scary when you buckle their formation. What are you doing? Let's not be getting friendly fire now. How many kills are you getting, I wonder? This is the closest I've been to hanging out with friends in months. Yeah, I feel you on that one. The novelty wore off in about June. And since then it's been a real pain in the ass to just be hanging around with the feeling of massive amounts of wasted time. I think it would be fair to say. You turn around and chase them, actually. What are you actually doing? Can you actually kill these men? There we go. Remember social life? They're going to get away, so yeah, chase after these guys. This should be enough to finish off the whole army, I would imagine. Go on, kill them, if you please. Classic Medieval 2 pathfinding. Some of them are just dropping dead without even being near cavalry. There we go. 47 losses. And a few of them were actually on my general, who will immediately respawn them. Let's all grab a pint. I wonder what YouTube's policy on that is. I imagine they probably wouldn't appreciate it if people were like drinking cans of Stella on stream. There's like a really weird dynamic where you have to simultaneously not be like specifically for children, but the minute you sort of start diving into sort of more mature topics like alcohol, shall we say, it becomes a bit of a grey area. You've got to sort of play both sides. Finish them off. I wonder. Yeah, let's siege it down. If they come out to meet us, I actually feel pretty good in that situation, as well as, of course, the fact that we have pikes, which is not great for the arrow towers. We're going to have to be aggressive, but we have reinforcements that we can deploy. Right, we've got beaches, so we should be able to embark now. You'd hope. We actually have a bit of money as well. Already building that. Can build a tavern, that's not terribly useful though. Town guard, Rosadan units would be useful up here, to be honest. So I think we will build that. And then there's this place, with which we need to build a something. We'll be fine for now. Honor, glory, victory. That's not good. We need to get Gimilcard over there pretty sharpish. Are they just going to attack immediately? Because there's a general there. Okay. Unfortunately, we may arrive just one turn too late. We'll see. If Mordor starts actually putting real pressure on Gondor, we can sort of go westward along the coast, and that should be good. If we can fortify Tolfalas, like one more victory at Tolfalas would be enough to just. Of course, this is probably where Harad say, you know what, it's time for betrayal. They're sending their stacks this way though, so what that tells me is they're having to go against Khand. Because Khand, of course, when they side with Mordor, get that stack of temple units under Ankatar's command. Ooh boy. That's a lot of units that have just arrived out of nowhere. This is so risky. But you know what, I think this time we've actually fought on this very map before. I think there's going to be Gondor armies that come from the rear. Okay, so we got a 315 stack, two 800 stacks and a 78 stack. Okay. We'll see how this goes. I think this is is this the exact same? Yes, it is. It's this one. Okay. Or is it actually? No, yeah, it is. So there's going to be two stacks that come from the rear, one 300 and one 800 stack. And then there's going to be the garrison from the town as well as a random general that's coming this way. So, how to handle this is the question. What we need to do really is probably do this, a similar sort of thing that we did before and hope that it's good enough again. Taking this fight previously probably wasn't the wise thing to do, but I think we have got decent units. Right. So we're just going to put them here like this. What we need really is to be able to hold on to the bridge with as little as possible and deal with the units behind us first. The cavalry can just sort of remain as a sort of panic button force. Right, we'll have a unit of halberds go to the bridge as well as a couple of units of raiders. So that is going to be our bridge force. all of this down here. The rest of it is going to be stuff that we have facing this way. Exactly where they come from is more of a question though. So let's see what we can do here. Raiders, they can just be sort of blocking the side from any errant cavalry charges. That's Rosadan, footman. They can be here like so. Actually, you know what? We need a unit of you over here as well, don't we? And then the shock units will be needed for dealing damage. A lot of this depends on where they actually deploy from as well, because I can't actually tell when they're off the... Right, okay, so they are right here. There's also another force that... Okay, yeah, that's doable, I think. Especially with pikes and the like. So we get them to go there like so. Crossbow boys can go this way so they can shoot into this army. Shock infantry goes around from the side. Reinforcements just in case. We need to be running. There can be no being slow on this occasion, unfortunately. Right, you can get just in front of the raiders. The raiders are more of a, again, the panic button. And yes, it's not you, it's the other one, isn't it? Yep, you. That is a catapult, which we absolutely do not want to be seeing firing into our units from the rear. Let's see if we can't get them to go after our Azrazair on the bridge. And then we'll move this unit onto the bridge afterwards. Okay, let's see what happens here. This could all go hideously, hideously wrong, but you know what? What are you going to do, right? They're out of range. That's awkward. Those are BELFALAS pikes as well. Okay, charge in. We need to make sure there's no escape for them from this area. What is that? Territorial Guardsmen? Actually, you know what? Go on the front foot against them. Hopefully that Gondor Cab militia doesn't do... Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with them. Charge in there. Yeah, they're trying to force their way through. And succeeding, unfortunately for me. They're going after my shock infantry, but there is halberds in there, so I mean, we should be okay. Right, no. Get off fire at will. I think that's under control, actually, the more I look at it. Good. Defeat is almost certain. Actually, with you just all get into loose and sit here like that. You can just shoot into the side. Okay. So let's get our cavalry over to this side now, because they're not going to be able to force their way through with all of our shock units there, which is just what we wanted to see. Okay, that hurt, but yeah, shoot at them. Shoot into the BELFALAS pikes, actually. Why not? That should be the end. Yeah, I was going to say, they just charged right through the bloody pike line.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Cavalry coming through here. Okay, yeah, that's enough of an excuse to activate all of our archers again. Okay, hold on a second. Good, good, good. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of them are going to rout and I'm not going to be able to kill off the whole army, but I mean, this is good. This is much, much better than last time. There's still the possibility of it all going quite wrong over here, but I think we've got enough numbers this time around to see us through. Yeah, crossbow bolts going in there. And we're going to have a lot of units freed up. None of these units are coming back from routing, being so close from the red line. Jesus 2 Electric Boogaloo. Right, they're gone. Good. Right, now, I think they're going straight in for them. That's a bit strange, but well, whatever. Maybe they're going for my general because they see him in behind the spears. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Where'd the cav go? There it is. Yeah, get in there. They're fighting to the death, you say? Marvellous. Okay. Now we can bring you over. Actually, don't bring the general over because they're going to try and snipe him. Yeah, that's good. Gondor Cav Militia just not up to the task. Catapult's still firing away, ineffectively. Didn't even lose any Southrons there, which is gratifying. Right. Yeah, this is going to be much more successful than the last attempt we had at doing this.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
Marvellous. You may as well get after them, actually.
Badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Spears? You? Yeah. Alright then.
Enemy general lies dead.
Well, he died on the bridge. Not often you see underwater in Medieval 2. It's more of a sort of theoretical place than an actual one.
Behold how our cowardly foe runs.
What are you doing?
Time to press the attack.
Get over there. Yeah. Actually, wait. Want the halberds to take the point on that one. And now you can go back in. Questionable decisions, but who am I to judge? Yeah, the Rosadan footmen should also probably be the ones to join them because they're shielded. Yeah, the announcer's going to be really happy with this one.
Very much in our favor.
Not only is it a great victory, but it's against Gondor. You know that that's how the Black Númenóreans get their rocks off. Just thinking about killing Gondorians. Okay, they're actually firing at units that I would rather they didn't hit now. So let's get into... You're still in formation, so... Loose formation it is. Why not? No, there's no need to risk it. There's no need to go bonkers with this. Risking my general. And why not? Another unit of raiders. They're actually trying to force it. Oh, they've actually got regular Gondor archers. That's interesting. Armoured boys. Balance of forces is evenly matched. I think it's just they've got more units on the way, so we do have to be. I think a lot of these units are like just territorial guardsmen now. BELFALAS pikes. Sooner rather than later, surely this catapult runs out of ammo and I can do as I please with my skirmish units. Ar-Adunaim raiders. 35 people watching the stream and only 10 likes. It's my fault for not incessantly saying, make sure to smash that like button every 10 minutes or so. Gotta do it, man. You gotta embrace the cringe if you want to be successful. That's how you gotta roll. What are you doing? Get across the bridge. Right. Yeah, now with the catapult out of ammunition, now we can send forward Gimilthon without the fear that he's immediately going to be smashed by a boulder. I don't think I once told someone to ring the bell either. How am I even like a real YouTube person if I've never told someone to ring the bell for notifications? It's like I'm an amateur. Incompetent in the extreme. Right, well, we got... this isn't really the best positioning, to be honest with you. Let's roll it back a little bit. There's no need to go crazy. Just got to get crossbows in place and all will be well. Yeah, I've really got to start whoring out more. It's the only way. Where did Gimilthon go? Oh, there he is. Okay, shoot in there. I'm 24, just deep. Looks like a less creepy and scary Lewis from the Yogscast. I've never really seen the Yogscast. It's something that I have missed out on entirely. The Facebook fan page, yeah. The one place. If you want a place that's even weirder than YouTube, Facebook is the place to be. Maybe not Twitter though, because it enhances the likelihood that I get cancelled within the week. I definitely want to kill the BELFALAS pikeman. Gondor cavalry militia are just lurking back there. Do we actually still have? We've still got a bit of ammo on these archers as well. Go there. Discord servers are a little bit different though. I think the only problem with Discord servers can be that you can get a bit of an echo chamber effect where like no criticism is allowed, which is not what you want. But for the most part, Discord doesn't descend into, at least none of the ones that I've been a part of. Maybe I'm just fortunate in that regard that I haven't been involved with bad Discord servers, but they're just trying to force their way through again, so that's not going to go very well for them. Discord doesn't... Well, Discord might descend into drama, but like not often. The ones that I've been a part of have been pretty good, to be honest. But maybe that's just because we're all people of extremely high quality taste, and we don't join rubbish servers. Okay, yeah, just fire in there. This is going to take a while because Not entirely certain what they hope to accomplish with this, but there you go. Yeah, you know what, we'll get another unit of axemen going on in there as well. Discord, to run a Discord is a whole thing though. I mean, that's why I haven't bothered making one, is because in order for it to be worthwhile, you need to put the work in to like foster it and look after it. That's why I haven't like seen or spoken to Scouts actually in quite a while, because he's got his own Discord server now, which is obviously sort of a splinter thing. And I haven't spoken to him in a while because you don't really see him on anything other than his Discord. And I think it's better if I just like maintain a presence on just all of the established Discords. I think it's better. Yeah, I guess whatever form of social media you go on, there's always going to be strange people abound. Right, can we get like one unit targeting them so that they stop doing that? Because that is, my word, is that annoying. Not really in the best position for doing that now either, so you get over there. Scout's channel should be growing a lot though, because he's doing all of the things that you need to do to actually make it grow in that way. The things that I think he is actually intent on making it a thing he can do legitimately. Whereas like if you look at me and J-Monster, it's not really an option that's open for us as it stands because of time constraints and the amount of time that we can actually put into things. Of course that can change, but that's more down to random chance than anything else at this point. Okay. We'll just throw all of our axemen in there because we need more AP on the line.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men. The enemy general
good.
Press on. Break the
And so they break. Okay. You get back here and come off fire at will. And we'll let our cavalry try to run down as much as it can. No, but it's already miles away. I don't think we're actually going to make it to run down anything. Well, we probably will actually. These territorial guardsmen probably won't. Honour and victory. Windy is going to be very much in the same sort of situation that I'm in though. Even if it was the sort of thing that you wanted to put more time into, it's not really feasible. I mean, I think temporarily for a small amount of time it was because of COVID, but like he's also the sort of person when eventually I go off to the industry to work, it's going to be sort of on off, and so you can't really pour in a sustained period of time on something, and you do need to with YouTube. And it's yeah, and YouTube is also the sort of thing where if you don't do it continuously, it hurts you. The algorithm is pretty brutal when it comes to that sort of thing. I don't fully know how it works, but I've gotten an idea of sort of what I've got an idea of some of the things that it does based on how it's generally reacted to the things that I've done, and it's the reason why I settle on the schedules that I do. What do you think about Apollo's commentary on Reforged? I haven't seen a video of his that he's done on Reforged since the Helm's Deep one that he did, to be honest. So I may not be the best person to ask on that, unless he had like an actual, like he spoke an actual opinion of it, and I wasn't aware of that. I'd go after the BELFALAS pikes. Definitely a deadly unit for Gondor that we want to deny them as much as possible. No, go after the pikes. I don't care about the territorial guardsmen. Didn't get many of them. Does Reforged have a campaign? Kind of. It's nowhere near finished though. It's kind of playable, but I would, If you wanted a campaign, I wouldn't recommend it at the moment. I'd wait until it's developed, but that won't be for a while yet, to be honest, because it will be they need all the factions to be in first before they can even start laying the groundwork. And that's going to be that, I think. One more kill, isn't it? There we go. Only 400 losses, 4 armies gone, including the garrison of the city. Just what we want to see. If we can reinforce BELFALAS now with Gimilcad's army, I know exactly what we can do for next time. And we may very well be facing down some of Dol Amroth's doomstacks. You should rename Umbar to Kadar Pharazon. That's a good idea, Uriel. Look at all these little annoyances that are coming forth. Right, we'll occupy the settlement. Good. The Uruk tide. Isengard has fallen. The Tower of Orthanc and all its secrets have been stolen from Saruman. But the White Wizard will not stand for it. All his research and power has been gathered here, and he is loath to let this humiliation stand. Now the minions of the White Hand gather around him, prepared for to form a great assault upon their own fortress. Their armour is thick, don't I know it, their shields are broad, and their rage knows no end. Isengard will be reclaimed, even should Saruman need to return by climbing a mountain of his own minions. Yep, so Rohan have taken Orthanc then. Or it might be Enidwaith, although based on what we saw last time, it's probably Rohan. Probably. Right, that should be a beach. Gimilcad. Embark. Okay then. Yes, that's a nice navy now that we've got. So we still can't build any more ships there. We have a lot of units. I'm actually going to start sending this ship up now because we can rebuild it. Yep, there's the announcer. He loves it. He is loving life. Right, can we build an armory? Yes, we can. As well as a dark sanctuary, but that can wait because we're gonna keep Linhir garrisoned, because I think Linhir is probably the best place to defend against Gondor as we try and eat Dol Amroth. So this will probably be just a garrisoning force for a little while, to be honest. Speaking of which, how many units can we actually get away with sending up there? I mean, we only need 1 before it's full again. 1 unit? Well, I guess for now, we'll just leave it as is. We've already got an armory there. Port wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. What might be nice, right, we still have this merchant who's just doing absolutely nothing. Trade resource worth 225 coin per turn. So could I just use that? Or, well, we'll keep sending him up. I mean, if nothing else, we can use him as a scout to see what's going on in the north, near the Misty Mountains. Right, Fain Obel. I think it's actually probably worth our time now to actually have a little look at what's going on up here. An armory would not be the worst thing here. It's happy though, so I don't think we need to be too worried. So maybe, yeah, maybe communal farming. Maybe we'll go for a bit of growth. You need to keep moving this way because we do need a general there, so that we're actually gaining the full amount of money that we can from it. Right, that's a castle, so there's not much point in upgrading it in that way. Another castle. Right. What can we build here? Yeah, a port is probably nice. Do think a port is probably the way to go. Rename Fain Obel to Taco Bell? No, come on please. We're not filling our towns with Taco Bells. Perhaps, yeah, it's a lot of money, but I mean, this thing is, like, we're not actually trading with anyone, are we? No, we are. We're trading with Harad, aren't we? That's, yeah, okay. Maybe it is worth it then. We're not actually building any more units at this point in time anyway, because we've got a lot of units, to be fair, scattered around the world. Right, so this is still an independent territory. If it is, I might build up a small force to go and take it at some stage. Can we get away with moving a unit out? We can. Then we'll send a unit of crossbows over here just in case it does get killed. Right then. This is it, really. Let's save it here. The real question is, can Gimmelzor do it one last time? We have another general. It's gonna be difficult this time, I think, because the units they have this time are strong, and it's going to be tough. I think we will need the AI to drop the ball a little bit, but let's see how they do it. Maigovanen. Wait, did they not assault it? Are they trying to siege it down more? That would be a bizarre choice. Surely not. I mean, it moved to one of their ships, so that implies they already moved. That's a weird choice, because now Gimmelcard's going to be able to land and do his grisly work. Khand and Harad still not being friendly with it. Yeah, they didn't. Rioting in Barad-Han. Why? For what purpose? Military build policy? How about growth? Yeah, growth. Right then. No! Right, okay, we're going to have to load the game there. I swear, the naval stuff in Medieval 2 is just so useless. A lot of people were clamouring for it in Warhammer 2, but I've never enjoyed naval combat in any Total War game, ever. Even Shogun 2 was the closest it got, but even then, like, it took so long that you always wanted to just auto-resolve it anyway. Also, you're on the sea. Like, the sea is massive. You're not going to be... Right, okay. What is this? That's trash. Kill them. Right. Now. Now perhaps we can do this in the proper fashion. Now then. You will rue the day that you came here. This is the first time that our king has actually done something in a while. And he should be really well placed to face Dol Amroth. In fact, it's taken so long. Let's have a little look at his unit model again, because we haven't seen the Naru Na'aru in a little while. But yeah, spears, really beefy spears. This battle map isn't great for us. We'll have to go over here so that we're not in like a dip, because we also have artillery, which will, like, a ballista on BELFALAS means we're never losing it again. They really should have attacked while they still had the opportunity to. That's going to be our front line. Well, actually, we'll have 2 flanking forces. Much of our archers are also Rosadan in this army, only one low quality boy. And halberds. The Narun Aru army. Yeah, I like the Narun Aru unit model. It's important when you're talking about the Black Numenoids, you've got to get a little bit of the gold in there. The masks as well. Masks are always nice aesthetically. Right, halberds. Yeah, this is going to be good. So we've got a nice front line of halberds, and finally a unit of warriors. What happened to... yes, these guys as well. Javelin boys.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
Right, okay. Yeah, they're going to go this way, but I mean, to be honest, I don't really care if they go into a corner this time, because I mean, I've got artillery on this occasion, so they got nothing. We have no reason to be fearful whatsoever. And this could actually, well, this isn't going to be the last act of the part, but I imagine that this is probably going to be the last decisive action that's taken in this part of the series on this episode, because with Tolfalas a little bit more secure, the only thing that we could really see is a large Gondorian stack try to take Lynn here as the rain comes down. Yeah, having multiple languages is good. Unfortunately, because my first language is English, I've never been forced to really learn a second one. Closest it got was really in school, where you do one language as a GCSE, but I barely remember any of it. It does help your brain, yeah. It's meant to be really good for your brain, actually. I think it would be harder, obviously, but I would like to, if I were to learn a language, I would like to learn one that doesn't use the same alphabet. So, like one of the Asian languages, like Mandarin or Japanese or perhaps Arabic or something like that, because it gives you a completely different set of rules to play by. But it would be quite the ask to learn a new language now, with everything else that's going on. When you have studies just generally, I think the only way I can see myself learning a new language is if I went to a country where it was required. So for example, if I had to move to, I don't know, even on a temporary basis, there's plenty of places that would have hydrographic work. Whether that, you know, the Arabian Peninsula maybe, or Japan. That's the only way I can see myself being forced to learn a new language, and then I would, of course, but Hindi is another one, yeah. I've actually got an Indian recipe book somewhere around here that's in like Hindi and is like translated on like the next page in English. It's from like the 1970s as well. It's really good. I actually don't even know what they have in these armies. So they do have some scary looking cavalry units. They've got some very nice archers as well. Militia. This is what I'm a little bit more concerned about. This unit of halberdiers over here, because this is pretty much as good as it gets for Dol Amroth's polearms, and we are still yet to see our Pharazon's boys. Right. So they look like they're going to hold position there. So if I put my ballista there, put the halberds just in behind it, Gimilcard and his friend. What's that? Oh yeah, we've got a unit of Abrazanim Narduzagar I actually forgot to move. That was almost incredibly embarrassing. That helps us out there. You go over there. We have the advantage in terms of numbers of skirmishes anyway, so it's going to be another one of those slow burns, this battle. Okay, everything's moving now. I would love to learn Gaelic, purely to get back into my roots. I've got a fair amount of Gaelic in me, apparently. The vast majority, the most interesting part of my family tree, it's only really my grandfather on my mother's side that has delved into the family tree, and the most interesting part of that was the most significant amount of ancestry was Welsh. And apparently we are descended from a man called Llewellyn the Great, who has his own Wikipedia entry and everything, which was quite that was quite interesting to learn. I don't quite have the Welsh pronunciation for stuff down there. Now there's a bonkers language. Right, are we in range? We are not quite. But our army is in a good place now. Right, let's put our archers actually over on this side. Right, Narduzagar. They have some weird formations that they like to set up in. Yeah, we're moving with them. Good. I'm descended from a man called Black Douglas, who searched for the Holy Grail. That's a cool name. But yeah, it makes me want to sort of go into the family trees of like all three of my other grandparents just to see what's there, but you know, Welsh royalty wasn't really the sort of thing we expected to find when he started going in looking for that sort of thing. Right, we are in range now. Don't go firing at will. Nimrodel Mariners. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a concern, isn't it? Go after the Seaward Lancers, why not? Welsh royalty. If you actually type in on Wikipedia Llewellyn the Great, it's a little bit crazy to spell, but it starts with two L's. You'll see the guy who we found in our family tree. It actually goes back even further. It goes back a little bit further than that as well. But I mean, when you find royalty in your family tree, like it's easier to trace because obviously that was one of the few things that was recorded. Oh, come on. I'll go after them then. One by one they fall. Yeah, Llewellyn the Great. That's it, Val. Yeah, it's interesting stuff when you get into it, but it is also the sort of thing which can rather quickly start taking up quite a lot of your time because you do have to put quite a lot of effort into looking for it. Yes, Val. That's the guy. But that's also how far back you can start to trace it when you find, like, whether it be like kings or lords or something like that, you can start tracing it quite far back because of that's one of the few things that was recorded ancestry wise. Like I know a friend of mine who's got who also looked into their ancestry, he traced it all the way back to a Norman knight that rode with William the Conqueror, which is really cool. Not him, obviously, his family did it, but he knows that it's there. we don't have crossbows in this army, so we're not quite as well stocked when it comes to options to really massacre that cavalry when it moves forward. You're probably related to the origin of King Arthur. Maybe I should go and stand in a pond somewhere. Maybe it'll spit out a sword for me. Yeah, it's a shame really when you look at like Welsh royalty. Like it was so divided. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was very rarely fully united, and that was its main problem. Like the gentleman who was portrayed in Braveheart, Edward Longshanks, he really did a number on the Welsh kingdoms as well. Like to the point where they weren't really in a position to stop him doing what he wanted. Medieval politics. Always an interesting little topic. Are they coming forward? They are. Bold of you. Buckingham Palace. Well, yeah, the royal family as it stands is more German than anything else, so I mean, hey, why not, right? The Mormons have a huge database. Yeah, that was part of, my grandfather used that particular service when he was looking around for things. Yeah, that's good kills. Gonna get some sort of collateral on those Seawood Lancers as well. Could we go after them actually? Tirithea Wardens I think would be the better choice at this point. Their archers are obviously going to be better. I don't know how good the Nimrodel Mariners are, but I'd imagine they're really, really solid. Gondor are the ones that I don't really want to be trading blows with like this. I like the Rosadan that we have for skirmishing there. Seriously? You hit the rock of all things. Of all things you could have hit. What if Germany started demanding its territories back? Everyone would say no. Everyone who currently holds them would just say absolutely not. Maybe we can move our ballista a little bit to try and get a better shot on them. Because these are definitely the units that we want to kill off more than anything else. It's true, Val, yeah. A lot of people are descended from royalty. Like, isn't there a stat that like most people can, if they find the right branch of their family tree, like most people on Earth can trace themselves back to Genghis Khan? But it was fairly sort of direct as far as to hear my grandfather talk about it, as far as that Welsh connection goes. Don't think they have anything else as far as archers go other than these Nimrodels, do they? Nice upgraded Dol Amroth units there. What is this? Oh, Axeman of Lasarnak. Hello, my old friends. Yeah, it's amazing what you can find in your family tree. You never know what's lurking there. Yeah, I'd take this trade, to be honest, with these Nimrodel Mariners. Plus it's allowing us to get the most out of our ballista. That was a bit more like it, killing 3 with 1. Yeah, exactly, Val. And then of course his sons went and did their thing, spreading far and wide, and things progress as they do. Okay, so they might be out of ammunition at this point. That being in mind, try shooting them. Fled the French Revolution. Yeah, this is definitely the scariest unit to try and face down. They're probably the sort of thing which could kill my general if they took them one-on-one. There's a few reasons Jasti, some of them are like cultural as well, but also like it increases your chance of siring a good heir. Of course that brings about its own problems if you have too many, because then your children would start arguing over their inheritance. We're not doing a great deal of damage to these guys, are we? Okay, as soon as the archers have run out of ammunition, we will move in and do our thing. They are just willing to just stand here and take the punishment though, which is strange. How did Genghis Khan even have time for 10,000 wives anyway? Right then, let's see. So, let's just start planning out the route we're going to take. So you're going to go this way. You're going to go this way. You're just going to go right up the pipe. With you, you're going to go this way. You're going to go this way as well. And I think that's just about it. Infantry on the move. Yeah, and we can send in our archers as support as and where they're needed. A lot of kings were almost certainly not very good people, just generally. Wait a minute. Oh, they're still... Why go after my poor javelins? Okay. Go that way, and you go this way. Yeah, true, Val, but like, they're still going to be slightly better than my Rosedans, and I don't want them to get like a nice flat engagement against my general, because that would be a problem. Rosedan footman. Okay, you start going up here, start going up here. Okay, this is good. We will smash the enemy, yes. Quite so. Rosedan footman. It's a little bit weird that they haven't decided to react, but I'm not going to complain too much about that. Here we go. If I knew they were just going to stand here, I would have moved in a while back, but we were having a conversation that was interesting, so there was no need. Right. And Henry VIII. Henry VIII actually is an example of a king who very much loved one of his wives. The third one. A woman named Jane Seymour. Because he didn't respond well to her dying at all. That was kind of what transformed him from being a king who was honestly like the Chad of his day to being a fat slob. Because presumably depression struck him. This has not been a very good performance by the AI, to the point where I'm just going to throw everything in, to be honest. No, Henry VIII and his wives is kind of it's a long tale, really. He beheaded 2 of them. On both occasions, I think it was because of infidelity. Oh, those are Athelian Rangers. Get into them. Okay. Yeah, he also badly wanted a son, which he got, but a very sickly child who ended up dying. He was king for a very short period of time before he ended up dying of illness. But one of his daughters turned out to be a very long-lived and mostly successful queen, you would say, so should have reverted to Islam. That would have resulted in some interesting cultural shifts on, like, if you played Crusader Kings 2 and then you like sort of look at what happened at the end of like a campaign and you realise that something weird has happened, like Muscovy converted to like Shia Islam or something, and it's all very strange. Though, yeah, those Losanak Axemen are doing a lot of damage actually. You chase them down. You throw in there. There we go. Excellent, and we caught them as well. Gavelkind, get away from me with that. Gavelkind ruined. Like, we played Crusader. I played Crusader Kings 2 multiplayer with friends of mine, and Gavelkind really, man, it really was not kind to me on several occasions. They're back. Unacceptable. Took quite a lot of damage on our spears there, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're done for as well. Do need a bit of cav, I think. A bit of cav would be really quite helpful. Seaward Footman. Just charge in there, try and break them. Oh, we've still got some units down there as well. Hello, podcast anon. That should be the end of them. Yeah, they're broken and fighting to the death. Seaward Footman, eh? Yeah, try not to let them get away. Interesting to see Athelian Rangers. We haven't seen them at this point in this campaign. I do like how Gondor and Dol Amroth can sort of share one another's units. That is cool. And that's going to be them done for. And I think actually it's probably the only thing left is the Athelian Rangers. We'll continue the battle because we want to kill as many of them as possible. Yeah, that battle took longer than I thought, but that was because I was more interested in the chat actually there. Because that was it's a topic that one of my friends, the one I was actually talking about, the one who found the Norman Knight in his family tree, it's a topic that he very much enjoys. And that's going to be that. They may still have armies, but it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to attack Conqueror of Fain-Obel. Any king from Middle-earth have multiple wives? I don't think they did. Well, at least none of the, like, you might see that sort of thing in some of the lesser known factions, but I don't think that was the case with most of the established ones with more lore. Anyway, execute them all. They still have an army here, but it is of low quality. Can we actually reach him? Oh, we can. Oh dear. And he is finished. He is done. Now then. Right, what do we actually have in here? Right, let's disband these units. We can't retrain them. It'll take ages for them to leave. So I think actually, yeah, we've got enough to just slot right on in. And you're on the way up here. Ooh, we can't actually fit you in. Okay, well with that in mind then, we'll move you. And then I think we can retrain our black ship, can't we? Nope, we have no available units for retraining. We could retrain some of these units to get their armour increased though, which I think we will do actually. Let's do it for these two. Why not? Increased armour. Barad is very unhappy. And I don't really know why, if I'm being honest. They shouldn't be that unhappy. But what's that? A terrible navy. One that we don't even need to concern ourselves with. Now. Those Royal Knights are real tempting. Right, you go in there. That's good. Making more money. You also go in there. Most of that's trash, but it will take a significant force, I think, to take that, because I think that's another fortress that has ballista towers, which can do a lot of the work for us, and we will get a garrison of Southrons. Not amazing, but it will take a genuine army to actually siege us down. What is all of this? There's a lot of ships there. Yeah, we definitely need to keep our navy together. Maybe it's this man. Maybe he's sowing discord. Let's go for a couple of units of them just to force them into compliance, basically. Feanor did nothing wrong. Feanor was, yeah. He didn't have a lot of chill, Feanor, when you consider things, but you know. What do we want here? Public fountains, perhaps? A conscription camp probably wouldn't be the worst idea, actually, because it gets us money and it allows us to train Gondorian units. which is nice. Yes, it will deplete public order, but we're gonna have this place garrisoned for a little while, I think, because this is going to be the launching point for our invasion into mainland Dol Amroth. We might go this way, take this fort, and then start going this way, as Gimmelzor here holds down the fort there. Well, that's something that we can consider, I think. But we can also start... Well, we could start sending reinforcements up to Gimmelzor if... not for Barad Khan being horribly unhappy. The kinslayings weren't enough. Right, let's just save it real quick. Now then. Maybe it's worth... just trying to consider how best to approach this, because we do need more units still. We need... do we actually have an armory here? That might be the issue. No, yeah, we've got an armory, so public order should be increasing. Here, though, let's go for farming, why not? Try and grow this place a little bit more. Tal al-Jaf is a town, which we can't afford anything for. Umbar. We could start building more units. Abrazanim wouldn't be out of the question, I don't think. Rosadan Bowman. Let's go for another unit for them. Why not? And we will save. And we'll see what the enemy do now. They will probably try to siege down Linhir. They're going to try and probably swarm over it but I mean, we have enough there for the moment, I think. A lot of those, some of those units are fairly depleted. We've got pikes. We've already been on that settlement before, so we know actually how to handle it. I think they're trying to blockade Linhir's port, aren't they? If they try to come over to Tolfalas again. Piracy isn't free. The halls of Umbar got to be refreshed with the loot of Dol Amroth. Praise Sauron. No, we don't praise Sauron here. We're the king's man. We praise Ar-Pharazôn. But yeah, Umbar itself is a strong town now. Harad seem to be behaving themselves, which is probably because they've got bigger fish to fry. Maybe the Blue Wizards have had a really detrimental impact on Khand. Rioting in Barad Khan. What can we do here? I guess it's just a case of we just got to send more units up here. Oh, come on. You're not serious. You won't have to take orders from me. Clear victory. Good. Just what we want to see. What's that? Ooh. Good opportunity to kill them. Ooh, and another good opportunity to kill them. That's just what we like to see. Right, we'll keep there for now, because that's a slightly bigger force. I do need to keep... It's a good reminder that I do need to keep building a navy. Can't build any more ships down here just yet, which is a shame. Right. What can we do here? Because Barad Khan is not happy. At least it can't revolt, I suppose. Okay, let's... This town is not an immediate threat. I think if Harad do stab me in the back, they'll try to take their capital back first, before they do anything. So with that in mind, I think we can move some of these units out. Let's go on actually happier again. Do Azrazair units lower the morale of their town? Or something, because they're like filthy pirates. But yeah, we'll send them up this way. Yeah, they don't want... They are not bothering to siege me, which is actually really good. That's really, really... we've also got the Azrazair Marines that we can build here now. We do need to sort of set ourselves up for success moving forward, so... Let's see. I think economy is the key. So we're already building communal farming there. We need cities to be constantly under development. A Great Hall is there. Castle. Can we actually get more money out of you? Not really. Let's... No, that's not what we want. This is what we want. So yeah, King's Men. I'm interested to see actually what BELFALAS is now, because we've held on to this for quite a while, but I do wonder. We actually are the most dominant culture. Not by much, but we are. Alrighty. Okay. So there's this as well. Okay. Reckon you should send the general in Ardamir to Barad-Han. Yeah, it depends. I'll have a little look to see. No, see, look, not only does Ardamir become unhappy, but also we lose money. We don't want our heartlands to be compromised. What about Khaldun? What about you? That's probably worth doing there. So we will do that. 2 turns until the Great Hall is built. There's a few navies buzzing around, but nothing too scary. Can we build any more small ships? It doesn't look like it. Surely we can build one here. No, I guess not. I guess Harad would... No, yeah, Harad must have been building their navies from Amrun. Is it because... Hold on. Military build policy. Yeah, that's it. Military build policy. Again, ridiculous. We don't need to be military build, building military stuff there. Okay. Well, we've got money that we really should be spending on something. We're already building things there. Building a town guard there. Okay, I guess... Right. Maybe it is worth something here as well. Okay, I'll go for public fountains because it'll make it so that they're at least happy. Ardumir. I don't really want to build anything there though, that's the thing. Maybe we do go for a unit of something like Royal Knights. Because I think Royal Knights, because we're going to build a ship anyway that we can transport some of our units down here from. Something like the Royal Knights. Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's a really tanky unit that we have. And that's pretty much all we can do. Really. I guess maybe if we move Gimilcad in here. How many units can we... It's 5, isn't it, that you can send in to a fort and get free upkeep on them. So let's go ahead and do that actually. We'll keep the ballista in there, but we will send out all of the most expensive stuff elsewise over here. Okay, that's it actually. So yeah, that'll be fine. Because we do actually need to start thinking about building more units here as well, so that we have enough of a garrison here that it holds. But not so much of a garrison that we compromise our naval invasion of Dol Amroth, which will be next time. Oh yeah, repair buildings because of the riots. Stuff like that I always forget. But thank you for reminding me, Skilleni11. Yeah, I know that the Naran Royal Guard are our general unit. That's Gimilcard's bodyguard, so I know how good they are. But I just think a unit of beefy cavalry will be nice. Because the Southron Lancers are all well and good, but if you actually have to send them into a fight, they will generally lose it, especially against Dol Amroth's boys. The Royal Knights, when I was like looking at the Ar-Adunaim sort of like unit showcase that Arakia did, their main issue is the fact that they use like their sword cavalry. So they don't have like quite the same level of charge, but they are very tanky. Here we go. The beginning of the end for Gondor. Well, we can only hope. You go in there. And you... Actually, you could probably go in here, right? Because this is a city, so governing this will probably net us... Yeah, that's a nice profit. That's exactly the sort of thing that we need. Right, come on. Like, this is what you're sending at me now? This is how we're doing things. Yeah, we definitely want another black ship. You know, we'll go for another unit of raiders as well, why not? Because we need to keep BELFALAS well stocked for units elsewhere. Fainobel. Don't really need another diplomat though, that's the thing. Right, let's go and have a little poke around over here, because I think this is... It'd be interesting to see where Harad are going to. We still have a fort over there. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's, one moment. As my second screen has decided to fail me. Oh well. I think the chat is still active though, so you can still see just fine. The stream hasn't stopped or anything because the chat's still rolling. The only thing I can't see on the second screen is activity from the actual campaign map side of things. But regardless, one last little look around. Port, Azrazair Archers. Hold on a moment, let me just save it and have a little look and see what's going on the stream side of things. Yeah, everything seems fine. Okay. We're good. YouTube crashed out for me, but I refreshed. Everything's fine now. Strange, but yeah. Oh, now my second screen has decided to go down. Well, I think to be honest, with that, we could actually probably finish the stream here, because the only thing we're really going to be doing now is recruiting more units and getting ready for our naval invasion of Dol Amroth regardless. And I don't really think... Ooh, we're not going to be doing anything else that's sort of like really important battle-wise in this part. And if we do, it's because like a random big stack comes out of nowhere to attack, which... This is probably it, to be honest. This is probably the next big battle we see as Captain Beleg over here moves towards Linhir to try and take it back. But yeah, I will save it. The second screen has died, so unfortunately I can't actually see what chat is talking about at the moment. But yes, we will toggle FOW just to see what's going on here at the moment. So Khand is still very much alive. They haven't been like forced completely back by Harad, but I think one of the problems Khand has gone through is the Blue Wizards have actually really done substantial damage to them. I don't know if Khand are going to easily recover from that, but this is still an empty lot down here essentially. So maybe I will go and take that myself in the next part by like gathering up a small force to go, because there is only a 1 garrison force. I think that is Mumakil, but still, nothing that can't be fixed with the right application of units. As for over here, Gondor has still got a lot of units running around, as you would expect, but Dol Amroth actually is not looking that healthy at this point. So I think first order of business on the very next turn that we do will be getting rid of some of these navies around here so we can actually move, and then landing probably over here, going after these 2 forts, taking Methrast, and then moving on to Dol Amroth's heartland. I think that will be how we go about our business. Dol Amroth will be what we go after primarily, and then we'll focus on Gondor. Because this is Gondor's production over here. They're constantly building stacks to send to the front line. Gondor at war with Enedwaith? No, they're allied with Enedwaith, okay. Well, Isengard are... there is still an Isengard stack over here, I guess, but it's not looking good for them. Ride of the Rohirrim indeed. Anyway, we will go back off toggle FOW. The plan is in motion. Dol Amroth will be the target. And hopefully Gimmelthon can hold in Lynn here, and we can move forward with... We'll probably use Gimmelcard actually, because I think he'll be better, because he is a unit of spears after all, so any cavalry Dol Amroth have won't be too much of a problem. So we'll save it there. And yeah, definitely been a successful part, I think. Why you no take and Karagmir? I haven't had the chance yet, Uriel, to be honest. Partly because of the wars with Harad. I probably would have done if Harad had not been pestering me as they did. But I needed to send my units that I had in the south elsewhere to go after the Haradrim. But yeah, it's something that we can remedy next time, and we can take that territory, which will be nice. Be nice to have another economic hub. But yeah. Like I said, over the weekend, actually, interestingly enough, before I go, I'll just let you know what videos are coming out for the weekend. On Saturday, there will be a stream, or not a stream, a video of a scenario that Eclipse made, which is an updated version of Tolfalas, which I think was sorely needed, to be honest with you, because Tolfalas was getting a little bit stale. But Eclipse made some changes to it, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of as well, so you'll see me for that, because I was actually a part of that battle as well. Another battle I was a part of is the battle that's going to be coming out on Monday as well, which was another scenario made by Eclipse, actually, that was made for Silmarillion, which was a battle where Fingolfin stands against a very large Angband force. So that'll be the 2 videos that come out over the course of the weekend. And then, of course, the streams will resume next week. There'll be a couple more streams again. I don't know exactly what days the streams will be on. The idea is that they will always be Wednesday and Thursday, but as I've said, University can make that change. But I will say that it'll be 2 days of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. But the idea now, unless it changes, will be that it's on Wednesday and Thursday again, because it's nice to have them back to back, I think, and it tends to work out better for the schedule as well. But yeah, that's what's coming in the week ahead. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll join me for whatever is next.